Hello.
Thank you for coming, gentlemen.
Hi.
Pleasure to be here.
I was hoping you'd do the British accent in 5 times like it's smooth.
I'm saying, yeah.
Hey, Griffin.
Nice to see you.
I spoke
Yes.
to you once before during
Yes.
the first season.
You meant
It was at the
you
hotel.
wanted me
right?
to do
Yes,
it in a
I
British
remember.
Thank you.
Yes. Was that for the?
I know I can.
The second half.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like 1A.
It all starts
Great.
to like mush together.
So, I'm just so relieved we're getting the second season, and I feel like we've sort of turned a corner here.
I'm so relieved we've finished shooting it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've been able to turn a corner now that we're getting to continue this journey with all these characters?
Well, when we were shooting the show, I couldn't turn a corner because my antennae would invariably get caught in the light
Corners
fittings
are particularly difficult with that sort of headspace.
and like there were a couple of times where, like, you know, because I'm like 6'4", and then
Don't
I've got
rub
like
it in.
boots on that make me a little taller, and then the antennae add another like 4 or 5 inches or
Yeah.
something, and
And they're very delicate and expensive.
yeah,
Yeah.
but also they're like steel cables
Right.
inside. So if I catch them on something, which I did a couple of times, I'll be walking along and you know, so yeah, it was a pleasure to be able to finally turn corners, literally.
The antenna, his antenna on the show are entirely practical. There's no CGI, and it's a performer named Lars,
Yeah.
who's a puppeteer who's doing all of it
She's from
live.
the Henson company.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
And she talks like a Muppet.
she sounds, her natural speaking voice is
This
very
is her
Muppet.
natural voice.
But they're so expensive and they're so delicate that there's even things where like they can't get wet at all.
Yeah.
And so if it starts raining a little bit, everyone freaks out because the tech can't be in a scene. Because if they get wet, they'll just catch on fire.
The actor may
Yeah.
be electrocuted.
Right. My big like note for season 2 was to get my antenna made removable. So they redid it so the feathers, as the crew calls it, come off with magnets. Because otherwise you're just constantly a short person. I never have to worry
You're
about
not
clearance.
short.
I am.
You're untall.
I'm
You're
on
not short.
I'm little.
You're not little.
Pocket
You're not
size.
little.
But it just like I would always walk in and then just knock into the door frame. I do feel like getting back to what the original question. I don't know if it's about turning a corner, but it's like we now have set everything up and we have been able to see how people respond to it. So you come back into it with a little more confidence. And you also come into it going like, great, the foundation is there, and now we can sort of run.
Yeah,
you
you're-
have more faith in yourself.
You're petite. You're
Let's
perfectly
not
sort of
moved on
compact.
from that, Peter.
For Griffin, the
Yes.
dynamic with Arthur and Dot has dramatically shifted this season,
Yeah.
where it's almost sort of like a role reversal.
Yeah.
Now that you're settling into your role, and
And
now-
I become very worried about Dot
Yeah.
getting into danger. Yeah.
So how did you like kind of getting to sort of play with that dynamic with
It's
those
fun.
characters?
I mean, it's just like, you know, as an actor, you want to do different things. Even within a character like this, you know, my only fear with season 2, that's not true, it wasn't my only fear, but my prominent fear with season 2, because I'd never done a TV show that made it to a second season, was how do I make sure I don't get stuck in a rut? If you learn your presets, then you're just sort of playing the notes. And anytime there's a shift in a character grows or the relationship with someone changes, you can't get stuck.
Yeah.
Because you have to find a new aspect of that person. Their
You're
personality.
compact. Your design
Okay,
is
we moved
economical.
on
It's
from
like,
that.
It's like you're
done.
You're proportionally. I mean, it's
Yeah.
I mean, maybe your arms are a little short.
They are.
You know,
They are,
short.
yes. My legs are a little long. I have a short torso. Yes?
So with season 2, I guess we realized that maybe Overkill isn't as evil as I first thought. And Superior isn't very good.
Yeah.
So can you tell us how your characters are going to sort of realize the topsy-turviness?
Well, I think we realize with Overkill how much of it is performative. I mean, Tick kind of sees through that because Tick is such a like compass for good and bad.
Yeah, but the compass doesn't move smoothly like a normal
Right.
compass. It's just got 2 settings.
He doesn't have finesse.
Yeah.
But there's
no.
a reason he becomes so focused on trying to give Overkill a hug. Because at this point you've sussed out like this is a good guy. He's trying to pretend that
Yeah.
he's not, and I got to get him to drop this act.
But I guess like that's what Tick is. He's so sees the best in even the worst people.
Yeah.
So he would be like that with kind of everybody.
Right.
I suppose. But
yeah.
then yeah, I guess it's like Superior. He is a good guy, but he's also vain and self-obsessed,
Right.
and doesn't think about other people.
He doesn't
He's
think
not
about anything really. I
But-
mean, that's his journey is like for the first time in his life, he has questioned whether or not he's innately the greatest creature on the planet.
Yeah.
He just always worked off of that basic assumption. And Arthur was the first person to put that kind of ding in his armor, and then he discovers the internet and finds a lot of dings in his armor.
Yeah.
And so he just sort of becomes like an emotional mess
Yeah.
because he's like, having interiority for the first time in his life.
But he's not. But
He's not innately bad.
It's not. He's not like an.
I mean,
evil
Brendan's
guy.
a bad guy.
Yeah, Brendan's a
Brendan's
horrible.
a terrible guy.
He's a horrible guy.
Yeah. The character, I think, is just kind of misguided.
Yeah,
and,
but
and
just
sort
like
of
a
blinded
person.
by his own arrogance.
He's
Yeah.
just a person,
Right.
and he's, we're all a bit of a, we all have the capacity to be
Well,
an a-hole.
That's the big thing with him is that he has never thought about himself as a person before. He's thought about himself as this gift to humanity. Like, I'm obviously an unquestionable force for good. And people are like, no, you're like a person. You got some bad traits. And that destroys him.
Yeah.
He grows out his beard.
Yeah.
He sort of gets a
it's-
little
it's
beer
funny.
gut.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
just
yeah.
keeps on showing up unannounced. And just like, looking for sort of pep talk.
Yeah, he's
It's
very
really
funny.
funny. I mean, Brendan, once again, is a bad person. But the character is well written.
Are set croissants better than regular croissants?
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
They were good.
The prop department, to their credit, found the best croissants in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of times as an actor, if you have to eat something in a scene, you have to do so many takes that you try to find a way to not really eat it.
Yeah,
And croissants days, we would just eat 40 croissants happily.
Yeah, happily.
And they're so light, you never walk away feeling heavy.
Yeah.
We just go, can we do like 4 more takes of this?
Honestly,
it's the only time we'd ask for more takes.
Yeah.
Croissant days.
Oh,
Yeah, they're so good.
man.
Yeah. And they just bring
was
them,
like-
you just see like stacks of it. It was like,
In Shawshank Redemption, when they've done whatever it is, they dig the ditch, and
Makes
then
it out to the other side.
he gets no.
Oh, the beer on the
chain gang
roof.
thing, and they have a beer on the roof.
Yes, it's like that.
It was like that.
Yeah.
That the croissants were like
Yeah.
our beers on the
Right,
roof.
except you didn't have to wait to the end of the day for them. You'd get them
Yeah.
during the day.
when a man
Yeah.
can eat a
Just
croissant.
one last question here.
Do you have one? I want to make sure.
You guys kind of
Really? Okay.
answered a lot
I
of
just
what
wanted
I
to make
was
sure
gonna
you
ask.
Do
had
you have
one.
any croissants?
do not have processing.
Yeah.
But and I screwed up the pronunciation of that because I'll never get it right.
Well, we all. I don't know. We pronounce it all differently.
Yes.
It's all incorrect.
But
You have one.
speaking of,
Oh, wait, if you have one, thank you.
but speaking of pronunciations and accents and stuff, sort of how easy is it for you to kind of grab tick? You kind of did it at the panel, and I was curious.
It's extremely difficult. I can't just turn it on and off.
Well, they can go through. It doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah,
I-
I'm kind of curious about the preparation of putting that together.
I don't know really. I mean, that's how I kind of go about. I suppose I've always been a kind of a vocal guy, and that's how
I was going to have them over again.
Yeah, exactly.
my acting is usually led by a voice, and I don't know. Is that how you approach something?
Yeah. I mean, it feels like it took a little time from like the table read for you to land on the final voice.
Yeah.
But then once you found it, I mean, Peter's very agile in terms of turning it on, turning it off. He's not one of those guys who has to go in a corner and say like, everyone has to call me the tick, asking for more coffee in a tick voice. Like he does sort of click it. But a lot of times we would pick like someone on set and try to go like, can we do an impression of them?
Yeah, because
And
Griffin's a very gifted.
nowhere near as good as
impressionist.
Peter, but we would sort of work on, and I would.
He's
see,
not as good as me, but
yeah,
he is great.
absolutely not. But I'd see the process of Peter sort of doing the math of, oh, it's this element is like that goes into the voice. So I remember in the early stages before we started filming, when we were in rehearsals and table reads and stuff, you were going through like, oh, I guess it's a little bit of an announcer, and it's a little bit of Adam West, and it's a little bit of the Candy Crush guy.
Yeah.
And those things got layered on, and then once he found it, it was like perfect, and he can go in and out.
Sugar Crush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.